This is my rendition of a 48 Ford Ranchero that Ford should have made but didn't. So basically what this kit is, the fenders and hood are out of the old Tester's 48 coupe. Is what I use. I have a bunch of those. I love the 48. I've done a couple of other models off of it. So what I did here was I took the 48 coupe fenders. This is the 50 Ford body that I started with. I channeled it down onto the frame so that it matched up with the hood. I had to extend the cowl a bit and do some messing around there to make that fit. I wanted the big back window out of the 56 to go in there. So what I did is I lengthened the cab enough to where that piece would fit into the back. So I didn't have to chop the piece up.
Right. So okay, the cab got wider.
The cab got wider as I made it longer.
Changed the ratio of that back windows. So it cues this as the 56 back window, the big back window.
And it's full, exactly.
The great horizontal lines, which I'm used to seeing with the drop and the roll on the 56. I'm just so blown away by how well that looks with the top of the 47, 48 fender.
I was wondering how it was going to come out because as I was playing with it, I was like, well, we'll see. But what I like about it, so I ended up, it's about 3 to 4 scale inches longer. The cab is about, but I think it gives it a nice proportion. It almost looks like it's chopped, but it's not because the side windows get big.
Right, because everything else has gotten larger where it gives you that illusion of a chop.
Yeah.
But also, you've widened the back, but the cowl has stayed the same, right?
Cowl is, exactly the same.
You've brought it out, and it follows the line of the hood much better now, too.
Oh, I think so, too.
It just rolls right through.
So then this is the 50 Ford fenders, 50 Ford box, but I shortened the box about 2.5, 3 inches. I shortened the front side of the box just because I just thought it looked better. The tailgate I scratch built. The roll pan is actually that's the bumper from the FD100 with the taillights, and I started with, and then I just rolled it up and put it all in there. The wood is basswood again, cherry stain, clear coated with some automotive about 20 coats of automotive clear, and then I polished it out. And then these bed strips I stole out of the MPC flip nose. Remember the 53 flip nose?
Right.
It's got really nice, crisp bed strips in it.
Oh, really?
So I have a bunch of those boxes. Took a bunch of those out, and then for foil I used furnace tape because it's a little bit thicker than bare metal foil, and they just seem to be smoother on there than I could get foil.
I think it's the adhesive doesn't get all pebbly.
No, exactly.
I always figure that stuff's good because it's probably more archival. It's designed to handle heat and cold.
For me, it was easier to use than bare metal because it's a little thicker, a little more, I'm pretty clumsy. So, the wheels, the rims, I think I got those from a cottage industry guy, and I don't remember which one. Back 20 years ago, I got 2 sets of them.
They're machined aftermarket rims.
They're aftermarket rims machined to fit the Revell 37 Ford wheels and tires. That's those wheels and tires. Then those are just, hubcaps from I have a variety of Ford dog dish hubcaps around, so they're from some kit, I don't know which one.
I think that's such an excellent choice for the rest of all the other modifications because everything's Ford.
Yeah, it's all Ford.
It's got all that Ford flavor, and you don't kind of know where one year starts and the other one stops, but it all is so homogeneous the way it all comes together.
I can't build a model without opening the doors. I just can't do it. When I do the doors, I always like to try to make them like you've shown before, where I thin them out, and so I make them look in scale when you're looking at the edge, and I try to replicate to my knowledge what the stampings might look like and stuff like that. In this case, there really aren't any stampings on these doors. They're really pretty flat.
Well, isn't that nice for a change? It's not like a 60s Mustang where you've got bumps and lumps.
The bucket seats come out of the park box. The dashboard is a 48 Ford coupe dashboard that I smoothed out, and then I put a couple of aluminum tubings in there for the instrument cluster.
Sure, get some bezels going in there.
And then the motor, the Roush motor, out of the FD100.
That's such a great surprise because we've got all these vintage shapes that are all going together, and then you get this surprise of opening up to a wicked contemporary engine.
And then I replicated the underhood stamping to the bed.
With the braces.
The radiator is a scratch built out of aluminum. And then the fans that are in there, you know the old Matt and Debbie Hay T-Bird?
The pink one,
really
with the
beautiful
pink plastic.
It's got those beautiful fans.
Yes, it does. I redid those myself for a project.
So I ground those down and stuck them on my aluminum piece there for the fan shroud. And then I fabricated, I can't find a good AC, a Sanyo AC compressor.
The small enough one, yeah.
Nobody makes really a good one in 120. So I built it out of aluminum tubing. The pulleys are aftermarket pulleys somewhere. And then I scratch built the brackets to hold the AC and the alternator brackets. I scratch built those.
Tons of good, thoughtful detail, and especially air conditioning.
The air conditioning vents, it's 3/32 on the outside. Then I took a 1/16 aluminum tube and sawed a cut in it. Put a little piece of plastic in there for the vent. Painted that inside one black, stuck it in there, and I have little vents.
And it's just the right amount of bright detail right there.
The underside is what I did here was, so these A-arms I just carved out of aluminum. The rack I carved out of aluminum. This again I use solder. Solder is great. It's great exhaust. And then this is just parts box, master cylinder, and a lot of people forget that there's a proportioning. You got the master cylinder doesn't go straight to the brakes. It goes through a proportioning valve, and that's what that is. These are R&D unique discs from way back when. And then again, I did the same thing with the R&D unique. Fortunately, I have several of those sets of coilovers. I like those coilovers, and then I just redid those. Again, that's a piece of a chunk of aluminum. That's an aluminum piece for the drive shaft. This was the Foose FD100 frame.
Oh, no kidding.
And then I stretched it a bit, and then I took out their stuff, and then I built this. This 4-link is stainless steel tubing, and this is 1/16 aluminum tubing, and then I just kind of put it together. Yeah.
Very nice. So what's next? What's on the bench?
My sister asked me, older sister, do you still build models? I said, yeah. I had a 68 Torino, but she had a hardtop, so I'm going to convert a fastback to a hardtop. Her husband had a 70 Chevelle, so she wants these two models built.
Oh, on the shelf next to each other?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'm going to build those two. And then when I was a kid, we had a 1964 Mercury Colony Park, and it's a woody wagon. So my challenge is, okay, I know I'm going to do the dark wood, but then the lighter, the lighter wood that
the fiberglass
the fiberglass surround. I haven't figured that one out yet. I can't paint wood grain. I just don't know how to do that. But I need to figure that piece out. But the rest of it, I think, will go together.
You know what? We'll talk about that. I'm working on Ford wood grain, doing a 56 Country Squire.
But in the Muse,
I'm still working on trying to get that wood grain the way I want. Then I'll print it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
With any luck.
Maybe we can make it print big enough so I could throw it on the Marauder.
Make it extra long.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.